It's time to Get Your Geek On with Dave Gramillion.
Ah, yes! I am Dave Gramillion. Welcome to Get Your Geek On, powered by Southtown Games on Pleasanton Road near Loop 410 on the south side of San Antonio, where your gaming family wants to welcome you. Here, we will talk Star Wars, Star Trek, DC, Marvel, video gaming, really all things geek that have dominated this little world of ours. See, geek is not what it was 20 or 30 years ago. Geek is in. Geek is very in. Geek is now the mainstream, and we're here to talk the latest and greatest that is geek right here on 9:30 a.m. The Answer Talk Radio and 9:30 a.m. TheAnswer.com. This is Season 2, Episode 17, and we have got a fun show for y'all tonight. We got a lot of news that we're going to get to, a lot of show news. We've been to SeaWorld's Howl-O-Scream, courtesy of SeaWorld. We're going to give a brief review on that. We're going to give a little bit of show news about which Comic-Con we're headed to in November. I'll give you a hint. It's a good one. We'll talk about that. We do have a little bit of esports news to get to as well as a guest announcement for next week's show. Star Wars is keeping everybody in suspense and anticipation. When is the trailer for The Last Jedi going to drop? We have some news and some rumors to talk about there. Battlefront 2, the beta is officially open. We'll talk to you about what you can play on there. And as I flip over to the backside of my notes here, we have another Justice League trailer coming out at the New York City Comic-Con on Sunday. This will be, if you're keeping score at home, the fourth trailer for Justice League.
And we're not at that one, sadly.
Yeah, pretty much, if you watch all four trailers, you would have seen the movie.
No, but we're not at the New York City Comic-Con. It makes me sad.
Yeah, it is. Well, next year. And then I want to talk about what is real science fiction. With Blade Runner 2049 already out at this point and just tearing up the box office, I want to get into science fiction versus sci-fantasy. This is something we don't discuss very often. It's a little intellectual, a little highbrow, but I think it's something that needs to be talked about because in my mind, Star Wars is not science fiction. It is science fantasy. Avatar is not science fiction. It is science fantasy. Just because something takes place in space doesn't necessarily mean that it is science fiction. And we'll talk about that and more coming up here in just a little bit. First, I have to make sure that I have everything that I need in order to run the premier talk radio show for geeks in the United States. And that includes having something to drink here. Because if you're going to talk for 52 minutes and 20 seconds, by God, you better have something to drink. I also like to keep a back scratcher on me. I know that's a little unusual, and people are like, what's that for? But trust me, there's always one spot in the middle of your back you can never reach. And if you're going to have that spot flare up in the middle of a radio show, you better have something to, take care of that. Also, if you're going to have a geeky talk radio show of any kind, you better have a lightsaber. And I have Old Blue, my Hasbro lightsaber of many years, right here with me. Thank you very much. And of course, what kind of Whovian fan would I be if I didn't have my sonic screwdriver? So we are set and covered there. I also like to deck out in geeky apparel as well. I am wearing my Star Wars Rebel Alliance hat. But in honor of the Spurs kicking off preseason this week, I also have my Spurs 8-bit retro shirt that I'm wearing as well. Now let me go ahead and introduce the rest of my motley crew here. No pun intended. Then we can start off to my left, your right. As you look across the radio dial, you will see the man, the myth, the legend. He is the Grand Poobah, Grand Admiral, Grand High Muckety Muck of the Star Wars Society of San Antonio. He is Peter Gonzalez.
Hello, and hold your applause.
Oh, don't worry, they will.
Okay, I'm pretty sure. Thanks. Okay.
Peter, what are you rocking tonight?
I am wearing this classic, awesome Star Wars shirt that my friend Jesse Martinez from Star Wars Society San Antonio got me for my birthday. He gave me 2 more, so I'll be decked out in something, for the next couple of weeks here. So.
Outstanding.
Yes.
And if we look further to my left, your right, across the radio dial, you will see the man spinning the ones and zeros, our sound prognosticator. He is Goose.
Come on, keep it up. Yeah. More. Okay, just you can chill. No, you want more? Okay, we can do that.
It's nice running the soundboard, isn't it?
It is very nice.
What a ham!
Oh man,
he's not just a ham; he's the whole pig.
Goose, what are you rocking there?
Oh well, we're talking lots of Star Wars today, so I have my little Star Wars Doctor Who mashup shirt right here.
Outstanding. All right, so let's go ahead and get a little show news out of the way first before we get into the real news. I went on a little bit of a rant earlier about Facebook. Facebook apparently has decided to put both myself and Goose in jail, and they refuse to tell us why. We are completely banned from sharing any content anywhere into any group at any time until our ban is lifted. For me, that's on the 14th. For Goose, that is the 10th for you?
The 12th.
The 12th for you. And they never tell us why. There's no appeal process. There's no explanation given. It's just, it happens.
You're naughty.
Yeah, but we don't know why. That's the truly maddening part. So, okie dokie. That's just the way things roll, I suppose. So, Minion, it's basically on you now.
I know. That's why I've been quiet for the past few minutes here.
We also have an outstanding writing team over at GetYourGeekOn.org. If you're not catching their op-eds, their blogs, their articles, their little quickie news articles, you really should. They're a great writing team. I'm very glad that we have them. And you can check out their news at GetYourGeekOn.org. Let's get a little bit of show news. First, I do want to say that our hearts here, it seems like we're doing this every week. There's something going on every week. It's now Las Vegas, and we also want to say to the people of Puerto Rico
and Mexico.
It seems almost cliche now at this point, but thoughts and prayers, going out to those people that are affected out there. It's terrible. And now by the time the show happens next week, it's probably going to be Hurricane Neil that'll hit the Gulf Coast again.
Yep.
I mean, just craziness out there. So, man. All right. So let's talk a little bit about SeaWorld. Now, just a little bit here because, time constraints and whatnot. We were invited to go out to a press event to cover Howl-O-Scream here at the local SeaWorld in San Antonio off of Highway 151 and 1604. And, man, I had a great time.
It was great, wasn't it?
Goose, you had a good time?
I did.
I liked it. It was exhausting, though.
My feet hurt after that.
I actually fell asleep in the car on the way home.
Hope you weren't driving.
He was driving. That's the sad part.
No.
Yeah, our feet hurt. I think we ended up covering about 7 miles that day.
Well,
so that
to
was,
be fair, we almost got into one wreck on the way home.
We did?
Yeah, you almost drove into a barricade.
Where?
1604. Grant you, it was kind of almost on purpose.
No, okay. Well, that was y'all were giving me a hard time, so I did hit the brakes once just to make y'all go, whoa! It's amazing what you can do at 60 miles an hour to wake people up.
I'm kind of glad I didn't go.
So SeaWorld was a great time. We strongly recommend heading out there. We tried all 5 of their haunted houses. They have 2 adult-themed birds out there as well. So there's fun for all ages. There's so many costume characters out there. SeaWorld really does it right. And we got news. I'm not sure if anyone else is reporting this yet, but last year at their Christmas event, they had 5 million lights. And this year, they're upping the ante to 8 million lights for their Christmas event in 2017. Whoa. So we had a great time out there at SeaWorld. Strongly recommend y'all head out that way. Our guests next week, we are going to welcome in a couple of people in from Rockula. This is going to be their inaugural year in San Antonio. Their event is going to be at the downtown Wyndham Hotel. And they've got some celebrities out there. They're going to do some panels out there. It's going to be a fantastic time out at Rockula. We're going to go. We're going to have a great time out there as well. And they will be in studio here next week with us. So we look forward to talking to them. In November, we are going to another Comic-Con. We've been to San Japan. We've been to Alamo City, Denver Comic-Con, PAX South, Dallas Fan Days, Dragon Con in Atlanta, and now
Denver.
Denver. I got Denver. And now we are headed to Wizard World in Austin, just up the road on I-35. It's we'll head up there on Friday, so it's only about a 60-mile drive, so it'll take us 6 hours to get there.
Yeah, once with, Austin traffic. For those of you who don't know, Austin traffic.
Well, San Antonio traffic on a Friday is pretty brutal, as we remember from the Dallas Fan Days.
Yeah, we're stuck on 1604 for about, an hour?
For about an hour, yeah, so that was a mess. So
we're stuck on 1604 when y'all went into Dallas.
Yeah.
Stuck in here.
Yeah.
We thought Austin would have been bad, but it's like, nah, it's San Antonio.
We couldn't get out of San Antonio. It was crazy. So we're heading to Wizard World in Austin. That's the week prior to Thanksgiving. In November, prior to the event, we are going to welcome on the Director of Public Relations for Wizard World. He will call in, and we will talk about the event coming up in Austin. A lot of good, Kate Beckinsale is going to be there.
Great. Now we've lost Peter.
And there goes Minion. Okay. Okay. And talk a little esports here now. The Overwatch League team in Dallas has officially revealed their name. They're their second team out of 12 to reveal their name. The first one being the Shanghai Dragons.
That makes sense.
Very cool. Very cool. This one is the Dallas Fuel.
I'm sorry, what now?
What?
The Dallas Fuel.
That's what
Okay,
you get.
is that the energy drink that's sponsoring them?
I kind of wonder. They say that it's like they're being sponsored by an energy company, not like an energy drink company, but an actual energy company.
Okay. Fuel is is this like what, Valero or something, or what?
I wish I knew, because the Dallas Fuel. Of course, the memes are already starting coming out about how if they lose, does that mean that they ran out of fuel?
Now, of course. Previously, we had Ryan Musselman of Optic Gaming, and they have a team in Houston on our show. You can find that interview in the archives. And we have reached out and let him know that we want to get the word out with him and his crew, whenever he's available to talk to us.
And I want to talk also a little bit. I was invited by Sony to go see Blade Runner 2049.
Lucky dog.
I got to see that on Tuesday. So I got to see it like days ahead of time. I put up a spoiler-free review, which you can find on our YouTube channel, which is Get Your Geek On Talk Radio. You'll see the correct logo and icon up there.
You changed it?
Yeah, I did.
Yay.
And so that's up there. You'll find that, and you'll see it is spoiler-free if you haven't seen it yet. I mean, it's Saturday night. I mean, you should go see this movie, but in case you haven't, it is a spoiler-free review, and you can go ahead and check that out. I liked the film. I really did. Yeah, I thought it was a really good film. Goose, did you enjoy? Oh, you didn't go.
I'm seeing it tomorrow with Minion.
That's all right. If you do go see the movie, you can go see it with Minion and Goose at the Alamo Draft House at 3:45 on Sunday.
That'd be the Alamo Draft House, Park North location at Loop 410 and
San Pedro.
Buy us popcorn while you're there.
Or those, what they have? They have good chips and queso there, too.
Ooh, yes.
That's pretty good.
Yes.
So you can check that out as well. Alamo Draft House is our exclusive home for watching movies. All right, so man, that was a lot of news we had to crank through there. So I think we're ready to go. Let's go ahead and talk ourselves about some Star Wars news here, shall we?
Looking forward to completing your training. In time, you will call me Master.
Alrighty, this is brought to you by our friends over at Pro Defense Pest Control. You can check them out over on their Facebook page and their website, which of course is prodefensepestcontrol.com. They were my pest control even before I had the show, and that's why I endorse them. I love their service. I love the quality of what they put out. It's organic pest control, so it's safe for pets and children. And ask them about their mosquito misting system, because guys, it just rained in San Antonio. You know the mosquitoes are coming. I don't care that it's October. The mosquitoes are coming. So you want to check out our friends over at ProDefensePestControl.com. So we have yet to have a real Last Jedi trailer. Don't tell me that behind-the-scenes nonsense was a trailer, because that doesn't count.
Got the teaser, because that was kind of like...
Yeah, that was nothing. That's no. Not even a little bit. So the rumor is that we will see a trailer on Monday Night Football this coming Monday. That it's going to happen. They're going to air it. Now, this is unconfirmed as of when we're on the air. So if something changes, of course, we will report it and let you know on our website, getyourgeekon.org. We will get the news out as fast as we can. The rumor about the trailer also, because they've done this before. For The Force Awakens, they released a trailer during Monday Night Football. It was, by the way, that was one of the highest ratings that they had for Monday Night Football because
nobody cared about the game.
Well, all the geeks finally tuned in.
Exactly, and so they'll do it again because the NFL ratings are dropping like a stone. So this is a great way for them to up their ratings. There's also a rumor that tickets will go on sale immediately after the game.
They did that with Force Awakens, didn't they?
I don't. Yeah, it's a pattern. It's a pattern.
Or Rogue One.
I think it was Rogue One.
I think they did it for both Rogue One.
I don't think it was
for
for
Force
Awakens. I think it was only Rogue One that they did that, but
it was such a
No, they
success.
did do it.
they're doing
They did do it for Force Awakens.
you're sure?
Yes, I
Okay.
remember.
Well, you're the Grand Poobah.
I
so,
was
you know,
there. I was trying to get
you are.
tickets.
So tickets to be sold immediately after Monday Night Football, allegedly. This is rumor. Keep an eye on our website, and we'll give you confirmation as soon as we have it. No, nobody from Lucasfilm is returning any of my emails or calls. No one's confirming nor denying this. I've already tried. All right, so what do we want to see out of the trailer? That's the big question. What do we want to see? Minion, what do you want to see out of the Last Jedi trailer?
I want something that's really going to just totally catch my attention because the teaser, I know I'm going to probably take off a lot of my Star Wars fans and friends out there. It left me, because I mean, it's a teaser. You're supposed to like, yeah, wow, that's awesome. What was that? What was that? And it's kind of like, all right, whatever. Yeah.
So what's the one thing you want to see out of the Last Jedi trailer?
I want to see Luke doing something, at least saying something.
He did say something.
No, but it's, just that one thing. I want to see more. I want to find out. I want a good oomph, because when Force Awakens came out, the one line that everybody loved was Chewie, we're home.
Yeah,
and that was something that was just missing. I want to see Leia, because unfortunately, since it's coming up almost on a year that Carrie Fisher died, we want to see Leia. We want to see Luke doing some awesome stuff, being the awesome Jedi that we know that he is.
Yes.
We want to see Rey. We want to see the First Order. We want to see Kylo. We want to see something, something that's going to really just make us really, really want to go out there and see this movie.
I ask for one thing, he gives me 12.
Will you ask?
Normally, that's my job.
And
but-
okay, Goose, give me one thing you want to see from the trailer.
Well, what I want to see right now is the answers to our Get Your Geek On question of the week, and that is what our listeners want to see as this trailer. You can find that question and all of our questions of the week at our Facebook page, facebook.com/GYGO Radio.
John Rosmirek. I'm sorry, I'm going to butcher last names. I apologize. He says, since it's during the Bears-Viking games, I want to see the Bears win. Well, that would be rare. I agree. He says that if Luke has his lightsaber, people will lose their mind if he uses the lightsaber at some point. So I agree with that.
Now, Joshua D. Lashley, part of our studio chat room, said he wants to see Snoke in the trailer.
In some way, shape, or form. Absolutely. Let's see.
Something I want to add to this.
Fletcher Rudd says that he wants to see a snippet of the lightsaber duel. No spoilers, but just enough, a clash between Rey and Kylo Ren, something like that.
Just a little blue and red lightsaber like we got for Empire Strikes Back poster, that thing.
Something like that. I'm not done yet. Let the people talk here. My goodness, so eager. Callum John says, I want to see an epic fight scene with Luke, and it not mirroring The Empire Strikes Back.
Good luck with that.
Mad Dog Burkhart, I want to see them abandon Monday Night Football and just release it online.
Okay. Highest ratings ESPN has ever had.
No kidding. Benjamin Collins, I want to see originality. Yeah, okay, we get it. You think Force Awakens is a ripoff of A New Hope. A lot of people do. We get that. All right, Minion, what's your one thing?
I want to see this ultra super Star Destroyer that Snoke has. It's like the size of London.
Yeah, I've heard about that. No, it's like the size of the Gulf Coast. It's huge. It's massive. It's like 700 kilometers or something crazy.
They actually looked at this. It measures like over London from wing to wing.
Exactly.
Mario, part of our live chat room here during our live broadcast, said a little bit of Force lightning in the trailer, maybe.
Ooh, wouldn't that be something to see Luke using a little bit of Force lightning?
Yes.
I'd love to see that.
So that part is both Yoda and Obi-Wan knew about Force lightning. Did they tell Luke about it?
Not even a little bit.
Not even a little bit.
Thanks a lot, dude. I really appreciate the help there. Thanks a lot. Okay, so the beta for Battlefront 2 dropped this week. It opened up on Wednesday for pre-orders, and for those of us who didn't pre-order, it came up on Friday. It will end on Monday. 4 different modes were available during the beta, but not the single-player option. Only the multiplayer was available, which is why I didn't get it, because I don't want multiplayer. I'm sick of multiplayer. I want story. That's what I want. The 4 modes are the Galactic Assault on Naboo, which is a 20 versus 20 multi-stage mode. In the beta, you're sampling the Naboo Theed map, Theed being the capital city for Naboo, playing as either a clone trooper or a separatist droid in a desperate battle for control of the Royal Palace.
Ooh.
The second mode is Starfighter Assault on Fondor. In Starfighter Assault, you'll join squadrons of teammates in a battle to defend an Imperial Star Destroyer or destroy it, depending on which side that you're on. You'll get your first chance to try out 3 new Starfighter classes and pilot hero ships from all 3 trilogies.
Nice.
This is pretty sweet. I like that. They're incorporating the prequel content because I remember everyone was yelling, "Oh, there's no prequel content. Oh my God, Disney hates the prequels."
Everybody hates the prequels.
Yeah, that's pretty much true. The Strike on Takodana. You'll get your hands on Strike mode and this new map where the Resistance and First Order battle around Maz Kanata's castle.
I was about to say, what, taco what?
Yeah, exactly. Takodana.
Takodana.
Takodana. That you get some picante when you do that.
Like
there.
On special this
cilantro.
weekend, only at Taco Cabana.
You can get two Takodanas for only 99 cents. But wait, if you use your credit card, we'll double your order.
I like my takodana with, some eggs and chorizo.
And then there's also an arcade mode on Naboo where 1 or 2 players take on groups of AI opponents. So you can get that tidal wave coming at you where you just got to fend off as many as you can for as long as you can. Now, the first Battlefront game marked the biggest launch of a video game in the Star Wars franchise.
Nice.
It exceeded the sales of The Force Unleashed, which was the previous record holder, by 117%.
Whoa.
Now, I got a sneak peek of this. I got to see it in Anaheim in 2015 when I went out for the celebration. I got a sneak peek of it. And they put us in this big immersive room, and I mean, it was incredible. The graphics were phenomenal, so I am not surprised at all that it sold the way that it did. It also was the fastest-selling online PlayStation 4 video game, breaking the record previously held by Destiny. So it's pretty safe to say that this one's going to be even bigger because now you're getting prequel content. Now you're getting what they're calling sequel trilogy content. So you can play as Rey, you can play as Yoda, you can play as Darth Maul, you can have prequel Starfighters, you can have original trilogy Starfighters, you can have future sequel trilogy Starfighters. So there's a lot of content to choose from.
But what about the Rogue One content? Oh, wait.
Cricket. Yeah, no one's playing as Generoso because you'll always die.
Because they're all out hanging out at Takodana. This is going to be the running gag for the night.
Oh, my God. There we go.
It was like it from a couple weeks ago.
Takodana, now sponsored by Jabba the Hutt. Order your Takodana today. Yo quiero Takodana.
Oh, goodness gracious. All right. Moving on.
Okay. All right. So finally, y'all are getting prequel trilogy content. Hooray, hooray, hooray. I want to go back real quick to the trailer, the Last Jedi trailer, and what we're supposed to see, because I never got my word in. What I want to see, and again, it's a trailer. I know we're not going to get, all this subtle story stuff. We're going to get flash. You're going to get sizzle. It's supposed to get you excited for it. I get that. What I want to see Phasma do something. I just want to see her do something. I want to see her shoot or throw or just do something. We are really owed big time on Captain Phasma, considering how badly she was hyped in the first movie.
Oh, yeah. She became like the Boba Fett. And, of course, Boba Fett did do something.
Yeah, Boba Fett actually did something.
Yeah, he flew in, got a couple of shots off and got eaten. But, okay.
Yeah, but what did Phasma do in the entire Force Awakens?
She, I think...
Nothing.
Wait.
Nothing.
Ask Christine. She didn't do anything. Because I was thinking, well, she was at the village at the beginning of that thing, but we didn't see her shoot anything.
No, she didn't do anything.
She ordered.
She just showed up and said, "What about the villagers?"
But I have a question. Did she order at Takodana?
The village did have a Takodana there. See, everybody was at Takodana.
If you get takeout, get Takodana takeout. Oh, my God. Yeah, they're running a joke for the entire night. Oh, my Lord. So I don't think she did anything. I mean, yes, she lowered the shields because at gunpoint, they forced her to.
Brian from our Facebook chat room says she told Finn to put his helmet back on.
I'm going to start the slow clap.
Hey, she had more lines than Luke.
You know what? We actually know what Luke's line was supposed to be. Did you bring me Takodana? I put in a takeout order for Taco Donna like years ago. It hadn't gotten here yet.
I want to do that with like some salsa and some chips and some queso here. Come on.
Oh, my God.
Where's my Mexican stormtroopers when I need them?
Oh, goodness.
Oh, gosh.
Okay. Oh, goodness gracious. All right, so, but I do want to see Phasma do something. I think we're owed something for Captain Phasma, so I really sincerely hope we get something out of her. I know we're going to get Rey, and there's going to be a lightsaber duel. I get that. And to be honest, if Luke does have a lightsaber duel with someone, I really sincerely hope that it's brief. This was my problem with Rebels, and recently Rebels said that Palpatine was not going to be in Rebels. They've officially announced that. That's the first thing I've liked about Rebels in quite a while, because they keep borrowing. They keep borrowing from other content.
Borrowing
I was tired
or
of
ripping
it.
off?
Well,
or
no,
taking
actually
from?
borrowing, because Ahsoka Tano would show up, and Leia would show up, and Lando would show up, and Hondo would show up, and Rex would show up, and I'm like,
Darth Vader would show up.
Darth Vader would show up. And I'm like, it's not Rebels. It's just you're borrowing from everything else. It wouldn't stand on its own. So, oh goodness. So I want to see a little of Luke, but not a lot of Luke. I want this movie to stand on its own. All right, so that'll wrap it up for the first half here. We've got a break for the bottom of the hour news hour. Coming up, we have some DCEU news to talk about, including the Justice League trailer, and what is real science fiction versus science fantasy. We'll be right back here on 9:30 a.m. The Answer and 930amtheanswer.com. Alrighty, and we are back from the bottom of the hour news break. This is Get Your Geek On 9:30 a.m. The Answer Talk Radio, powered by Southtown Games on Pleasanton Road near Loop 410 on the south side of San Antonio, where your gaming family wants to welcome you. I am Dave Gramillion, and if you missed the first half of our show, you missed a fun one. Brought to you by our friends over at Tatooine Takeout. When you think Tatooine Takeout, you think of Taco Donna.
Here we go.
You missed a lot of Taco Donna puns. That was pretty epic. I love that one. We had some Star Wars news that we talked about, including if the trailer is going to drop during Monday Night Football, and if so, will tickets for the movie be sold immediately afterwards? We previewed the Battlefront II beta as well. We also talked about SeaWorld's Howl-O-Scream, our guest for next week, which Comic-Con we're headed to in November, Blade Runner 2049, which, by the way, I love that movie. I really got a kick out of it. And the Dallas Fuel Overwatch League team.
Of course, we also want to know what you thought about the Star Wars Last Jedi trailer, what you wanted to see in it, and that was our question of the week. You can find the question of the week every single week at facebook.com/GYGO radio.
Now, we do get a lot of comments on there, and sadly, we just don't have the time to get to them all. But for a select few, we will read your comments right here on air. Alrighty, so with that being said, we have a little bit of DCEU news we want to talk about.
Ooh, there we go.
This is brought to you by our friends over at Laser Legend. Laser Legend on the north side of San Antonio off of Lookout Road near I-35. Home to a 2-floor laser tag arena, including zombie tag. They dim the lights even further. They put in some really scary sound effects. Zombie tag.
Are you going to get kidnapped by zombies again this year?
I think that's a pretty good idea. I think that would be awesome. So you want to check out Zombie Tag over at Laser Legend. All right, so Justice League trailer has confirmed it will be coming out on Sunday via the New York City Comic-Con. This will make, if you're keeping score at home, the 4th trailer. The 4th trailer.
How many does Last Jedi have right now?
0. I guess you could... Well, we're not counting that. I'm not counting. That was basically like a little behind-the-scenes teaser. That's
no,
not,
we
that's,
have the.
They had the teaser.
The one.
They did have a teaser,
like the 2-minute one.
Yeah, I'm not counting that. No,
no one did.
You could say it's a goose egg.
Ooh.
You could. I'm just saying. Not that I would say it, but you could certainly say
that.
I've
got something to say about that.
Oh, God, here we go.
Stir, whip, whip, stir.
And then I just threw something at Goose. Enough. We're not doing that. Stop it. Okay. Alrighty, so if you missed the first half of the show, you can hear it on our archive. You'll find it at 930amtheanswer.com. You can find it on SoundCloud if you have the SoundCloud app, and you can find it on iTunes as well. Just look for Get Your Geek On. Alrighty, so this is the 4th trailer, like I said, and I mean, at this point, what else is there to show other than the mystery character? There is a mystery character. We don't know who it is yet, because in the 3rd trailer, Alfred looks at someone and says, "He said you'd come. Let's hope you're not too late." But we never see who it is. Now, there are some leading theories as to who it is, and my theory may have just gotten shot full of holes because they did release a Green Lantern poster.
Yeah, they did.
Ooh.
Green Lantern has not been seen in any of the trailers previously.
Mm-hmm.
So the leading theory now is that it is Green Lantern.
And it looks like it's going to be Hal Jordan Green Lantern.
Yes, it is.
Interesting.
Absolutely.
Because there was a thought that they would go with the Jon Stewart angle.
No, instead they are going to have Ryan Reynolds come in as... Oh, never mind. I'm
No.
sorry. No, we're not. No, we're not.
No.
Mm-mm. No, not doing that. We learned from that one, thankfully. So I actually had a theory going that it was not Superman. That was the leading theory up until they released this poster. Then Supergirl was a possibility as well, another Kryptonian that could come in and save the day. But my money was on Shazam.
Oh,
I thought that would have been a great twist to show him as a fill-in character for Superman because he's on par. He's right there with Superman.
So in our live studio chat found at facebook.com/GYGO radio, Brian says it's Black Knight Lightning because they're going to have a tie-in to that new CW show that's coming out. So
yeah, no.
could it be Crypto?
No, not Crypto either. But I think it was Shazam because it would be a good intro for the character. There is a Shazam movie coming in 2019. They're going to start filming early next year. So this would be a good way to start the hype train for a Shazam movie.
Who is Shazam this year? Who did they pick?
I don't think they've actually cast it yet.
I've heard rumors that they have.
Yeah.
Oh.
But I think this would have been the grand unveiling of who it was. Now, it had to be someone incredibly powerful. So it wasn't going to be Booster Gold. It wasn't going to be Blue Beetle. I was really hoping that it would be Shazam. But apparently all signs point to the mystery character in Justice League being Green Lantern. Time will tell on that one. Now, this makes even more sense for Star Wars to release their trailer on Monday night, during Monday Night Football, because if the if the Justice League trailer comes out on Sunday, then Star Wars is going to blow this away. No one's even going to remember a 4th trailer as soon as The Last Jedi trailer drops.
Yeah, I think they did that with if this pattern repeats, because I remember they had the Batman versus Superman trailer and then the Force Awakens trailer with
came out not too long ago,
and everybody forgot about Batman versus Superman.
And then everyone saw the movie and wanted to forget about that as well.
Aw.
Jesse Eisenberg, man, really?
Oh, come on. The director's cut is way better. It actually is.
Yeah, right until Jesse Eisenberg gets involved.
You can fast forward that.
That's true, but he's just such a big part of the movie that it's just...
But then you had this.
That's true. Then Wonder Woman came along and just blew everything away as far as the DCEU is concerned.
Literally, yeah.
I mean, and this is the interesting part, is that there are so many characters we don't know anything about in Justice League. And I think this is a mistake on the DCEU's part, not mirroring Marvel. When the Avengers came together, we already knew Iron Man, we knew Thor, we knew Hulk, we knew Black Widow. We didn't really know Hawkeye, but we got to know him. We knew Captain America. We knew all these guys. We knew Agent Coulson. We knew Nick Fury. We knew all that from the previous movies. I don't know anything about this Aquaman other than it looks like he likes to party when he's fighting. That's like the only thing I know. I don't know anything about this version of Batman except, he knows that in order to stop Superman, you just have to say Martha.
No, try the other
I'm sorry, the other way around. That's in order to stop Batman, you have to say his mom's name.
We know because at the end of Batman v Superman, the death of Superman, Bruce found himself again, for lack of a better term.
At least we hope so.
He had lost the idealism that he had as Batman over the years, especially after whatever happened to Wayne Manor happened.
Yeah,
it's been pretty.
And then
we don't know what happened.
We don't know
there.
what happened. So it looks like he found hope again.
At least we hope. So
we hope there's hope.
Could it be a new hope?
Could it be Takodana?
It could be Takodana, Hope. You never know.
Make me stir things up again.
I got more things I can throw at you from across the room, so we're fine. I'm good for ammo. But we don't know, except for Wonder Woman, we don't know anything about this version of the Flash. We haven't seen Cyborg except for a couple of cuts. We don't know anything there. It's very interesting how they're setting this up. It's the opposite of Marvel. Marvel did the standalones, brought everyone together. DC's going to bring everyone together and then do the standalones.
Well, except for 2 movies. They had 2 movies prior to Justice League for Superman and Wonder Woman.
Yes, but they killed off Superman, and we only got a little glimpse into Batman. That's all we got. We honestly did not get much backstory into Batman that we didn't already know. We don't know much about this Batman.
So I know you had him, or he had you on his podcast, but we can just ban Joshua.
Why?
He said Superman's fine dead.
No.
Well, you got to have Superman.
I know, but he said Superman's fine dead, so can we kick him out?
No, we're not going to kick him out. We'll give him a little leeway here. Okay, so my money, I was so hoping for Shazam to make an appearance here, but okay, it appears my hopes were dashed and we'll see Green Lantern. There's still hope.
Were they
Maybe.
dash in a bolt of lightning?
Hey.
In a bolt of black lightning? No. Hey, Takodana joke. Insert the joke here. No. Okay.
I already did the pun.
Alrighty. Well, then we'll go ahead and move on. We'll move on for that. Although the movie is coming out here in November, it's right around the corner.
Right around the corner.
Yes.
It's not going to be too much longer. So around Halloween, somewhere around Halloween, I think we'll start our official predictions for Justice League and for Thor Ragnarok.
Oh, you know who makes Justice League?
No.
Warner Brothers.
Yeah.
You know what that means?
Early screening?
2 tickets this time. 2 tickets.
Okay, 2 tickets.
Maybe 3.
Me and Beth. Okay.
You suck.
Okay, don't worry. We'll stop ahead of time, pick up some Takodana, take it in the theater.
There we go.
It'll be great. We'll be fine.
Maybe we can order Takodana at Alamo Draft House.
Oh, that'd be awesome.
Have Takodanas.
Alamo Draft House announces a deal with Takodana.
There you go.
That'd be fantastic. Some Takodana takeout. Okay. All right.
That's what killed The Last Jedi. Takodana.
Maybe that's where the porgs came. That's what the porgs are.
They're coming from Taco Cabana.
No, that's the secret ingredient in the Takodana is porg meat.
Porg meat.
Okay, we're having too much fun here. Let's move on to a serious topic.
But do you get pork fajitas at Takodana?
Oh, pork fajitas! Oh, that'd be awesome.
I've had all kinds of interesting tacos when I was down there in Mexico.
We need to get Taco Cabana on this so that they can
make the taco.
They can have pork fajitas. Oh, that'd be fantastic on some nice flour tortilla. Oh, it's good stuff. Okay, all right.
With a little bit of nopal,
With that being said, I want to move on. Let's get to a serious topic here without further gilding the lily here. What is science fiction nowadays? I want to get into this because with Blade Runner 2049 out, and we've had Interstellar, we've had Gravity, we've had The Martian, but we've had Avatar, we've had Alien, we've had Star Wars. I want to get into what is sci-fi and what is not science fiction. This is brought to you by our friends over at Southtown Games. You've heard me talk about them before, and we're going to keep on talking about them because we love Southtown Games. They're off of Pleasanton Road on the south side of San Antonio near Loop 410, and I keep hearing about how packed this place is and how friendly the staff is and the accessories you can find there. I wish I could narrow down just one thing that I really liked about that place, but it's hard to do.
Well, the staff, first and foremost. They are very helpful. They will, if you want them to take you by the hand, I'm sure they will, and just help you find a game that's great for you. And try new games. We saw pictures on their Facebook page of people who've been playing Dragon Ball but are now trying tabletop games for the first time.
Absolutely.
Right there at Southtown Games.
So it's a wonderful place to go. They have tournaments going on all the time. Go ahead and enter. It's a fantastic time you'll have down at Southtown Games. So there was an article written by our very own Jason down at getyourgeekon.org about science fiction. What is science sci-fi? And I saw Blade Runner 2049, and I want to preface this. If you haven't seen the movie yet, don't go in thinking it's a Michael Bay type of movie. It's not. You're not going to see these massive explosions and laser gunfights and space battles and giant robots or anything. You're not going to see that. That to me is not science fiction. There's at least certainly not elements. You can have elements of science fiction in a movie and still not have it be a science fiction movie. For me, the three greatest examples of science fiction that I can think of off the top of my head, Blade Runner, the first one, and 2049, 2001: A Space Odyssey, and Star Trek.
Yes, I agree.
I agree with that.
I agree.
I think they do a wonderful job of laying out what science fiction really is. I, Robot was based off of a series of short stories written by Isaac Asimov. It is science fiction as well. It takes a few liberties here and there, but when you think of science fiction, especially novels, if you have not read novels by Heinlein, Asimov, or Clarke, you need to read novels by those three, and you will understand what science fiction truly is.
Oh, don't forget Dune.
Dune is another great example of science fiction. So, yes, Brian Donahoe, even Star Trek, the slow-motion picture...
The motionless picture.
...is still science fiction. Star Trek as a whole is science fiction. Let me compare Star Trek versus Star Wars, which I understand is dangerous. However, we're going to go and compare the two. First of all, let me get this out of the way. The Enterprise would demolish a Star Destroyer.
Yay!
The Star Destroyer would not even get a shot off. So let me get that out of the way right there. Okay, there, we're done. Now, Star Wars versus Star Trek. In Star Wars, Han says punch it, they're on the other side of the galaxy.
Right.
Okay, great. How does that happen? Has anyone ever seen a hyperdrive in Star Wars movies?
It's on the ships.
It's there. It happens. It's done. R2-D2 pokes a thing with the thing, and it happens.
Go ahead.
But in Star Trek, when Picard waves his hand and says engage, it's a whole different thing. We know that there are plasma injectors, that there's antimatter infusions, that there's dilithium crystals. We know what makes warp drive. That has been studied by theoretical physicists, how to create a warp bubble and warp space around you so that you can go much, 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 much faster than the speed of light.
Yeah, because I remember at one Star Trek convention I went to, there was somebody there, I think he was one of the writers or something like that, or one of the producers, and he had said that the thing about actual space travel and everything, it's actually, well, kind of boring. I mean, the Enterprise would be moving so fast through warp, you wouldn't even actually see it.
That's right.
And the thing is, and as much as I love Star Wars over Star Trek, it is science fantasy. It's got science fiction elements, but it's space fantasy. It's not real sci-fi.
The primary component for science fantasy is just go with it.
Right.
Just don't think about it. Okay, just go with it. How do lightsabers work? What happens if you turn on a lightsaber and you drop it into the floor? Does it keep going? No, right. just don't think about it. But what makes a lightsaber stop at a certain distance?
Right.
Just don't think about it. Okay, God. How do starfighters move in space?
Yeah, because even somebody said those X-wings should not be, and TIE fighters should not be moving the way that they should be.
Exactly. So how does that? Just don't think about it. Okay,
right.
God. The Death Star. Okay, when those little points of light come together to form the one big laser beam, how come they don't all pass through each other and just keep on going?
Yeah, because it's all light. And
just don't think about it, okay?
I like what and the thing is, when Star Wars did come out in 1977, yeah, it kind of revolutionized and brought attention to serious sci-fi. But then all the other knockoffs like Star Crash and Battle Beyond the Stars and all that stuff came out. And I like what one writer said. We need to get sci-fi out of the mainstream and back into the gutter where it belongs.
Oh, yikes. So that's Star Wars. Science fantasy says, dude, just go with it. Turn your brain off and go with it. Science fiction takes the time out to explain how things work. We know how a holodeck works. The reason why you have 3D printers today is because of replicator technology. We know how all this works. And that is what sets science fiction apart from science fantasy.
Right.
Now, when it comes to things like Blade Runner, 2001, and Star Trek, including the slow motion picture, a lot of people find it boring, and that's a valid criticism.
I mean, even Blade Runner is a great movie, but it's very slow moving.
It is slow moving, even though there are plenty of gunfights, and the fight with Rutger Hauer at the end is fantastic.
The visuals, of course.
In Blade Runner 2049, when I'm not going to spoil it.
Spoiler free. Can't talk about it until next week.
It is spoiler free, but I guarantee you one thing: you're going to be whistling Peter and the Wolf when you walk out. It's going to happen. going to happen.
I've got one thing to say to that.
Oh, God. If you do the stir whip, I'm throwing something at you. I've got my hand raised. Just to...
Okay. Now, that was good sci-fi.
To a point.
Yeah.
To a point, because they didn't really explain a whole lot about that either.
Yeah, but at the same time, the thing about when Serenity would be going through the galaxy, you never heard the engines.
That's true.
Because, you're not supposed to
and you didn't hear the explosions that were going on around them either.
You'd see them, but you would never hear them.
Peter, this is one time I wish Dave's name was Wesley. You know why?
So you could say... Yeah, exactly. Okay.
Shut up, Wesley.
So, yes, it is slower. It's a little more boring, but it's supposed to stimulate your imagination. This is a higher sort of thinking. It's critical thinking. This is not Bayformers where you just sit there with your mouth hanging open and just turn your brain off.
Explosions.
You're using your brain when you watch science fiction, and that's good. I like that. Movies like Interstellar and The Martian have shown actually that science fiction can be a really, really good set of movies. Mm-hmm. Action, got it. You got space travel, got it. Is it boring? No, I didn't think The Martian or Interstellar were boring.
But would Alien count as science fiction or horror?
I would put that more in the horror genre.
Okay, but it's got science fiction elements.
It has science fiction elements, exactly. Right. Like Avatar.
Right.
Avatar, to me, has a lot of science fiction elements. It is really close to hard science fiction. And then the giant robot pulls out a sword as big as it, and, well, then you just lost me.
As big as what?
As big as the robot is.
As big as it?
As big as
Pennywise. Hey.
As big as you could get from Taco Bell to takeout.
Hey.
Yeah. You now get a free Mac with every kids meal.
A Mac?
Yeah.
No, we don't get a Mac.
And as we get ready
Mac.
just a few moments left in the show, if you're listening to us live on our Facebook Live broadcast at facebook.com/GYGO official every Thursday night at 6 p.m., make sure you are liking and sharing the page. We really appreciate that.
Please do.
Yeah, we did. We just hit 8,000 likes recently at facebook.com/GYGO radio.
That's what I said, right? GYGO radio.
You'll listen to the playback. You'll love it.
Oh, boy.
It's okay. It's 1 for 1 there. We got us covered. Yeah, we just hit 8,000 likes recently. We are on a quest to hit 10K by the end of tonight. No, I'm kidding. That's not going to
You know what? If we hit 10K by the end of the night, I'm doing a bonus show.
If we hit 10K by the end of the night, I will...
And that's as the show airs Saturday night.
But yes, on Saturday night, yeah. If we get, by Saturday night at midnight, if we get 10,000 likes on our Facebook page, I will do a show devoted entirely as to how much I enjoyed the prequels.
This would be a bonus show, not part of the regular show. We still want to have an audience.
Well, yeah, that's true.
I like what Eve Sosa here says. Star Trek is involved with daily life, from politics to religion to economical crisis.
Well, but...
okay, go ahead.
But that's kind of current. I mean,
right.
So does Patriot Games and Clear and Present Danger and Hunt for Red October.
I also like what my little sister said, Katie, who was also sharing this. She said, physically shared y'all's name to a DVM at my clinic.
There you go.
Very
Thank
nice.
you. Hey.
Appreciate it.
That's my little sister for you.
Very cool. So science fiction, it does tend to be more cerebral. It tends to be more intellectual. Yes. But that doesn't necessarily mean it's stuffy. There are some episodes of Star Trek, The Next Generation, that are very, very battle-driven. But there's science. There's actual science behind it. Star Wars, for all of its glory, is literally the don't think about it movie. Just don't think about it. How did they get from one side of the galaxy to the other in a matter of hours? Just don't think about it. Shh, quiet. Just watch the movie. Give George Lucas and Disney more money. That's all they care about. It is what it is. Now, that not to say that science fantasy is a bad thing. Far be it. And Star Wars obviously is not even close to being a bad thing. But it is not science fiction.
So Brian from our live broadcast studio chat says sci-fi is watching the animated Transformers on the big screen in 1986 and having your heart crushed as you watched every Autobot and Decepticon you thought were awesome getting exterminated in less than 20 minutes.
Die, Autobots!
Well, you got to make room for all the new toys.
Right.
So, you got to thin the herd somehow. You got to do what you got to do. As far as, let me go back real quick and kind of preface this whole Enterprise versus Star Destroyer. Okay, let's get nerdy here for a second. There's a difference between a geek and a nerd. We're going to nerditize this for a little bit. you have to understand, in all the canon, all the lore, all the video games, all the movies, Star Destroyers have a very limited range. TIE fighters can only attack when they're like 3 or 4 kilometers at the most away from a ship. Star Destroyers maybe at 15 to 20 at the most. The Enterprise D's effective range for weaponry is 5,000 kilometers.
Now, if the Enterprise were to hit a Star Destroyer, I can promise you this. Commander William Riker will say this.
Mr. Worf, fire.
So the Star Destroyer would never get a shot off. It can't get close enough. Oh, well, what if the Star Destroyer just happens to warp, come out of hyperspace within like 10 kilometers? Okay, well, first of all, that's inside the Enterprise's shield, so it can't.
It makes itself very vulnerable.
It physically actually can't. And let's assume for whatever reason it does. Picard just says, all right, back us up, full impulse, which full impulse is half the speed of light. He gets 5,000 kilometers away and just wails on the Star Destroyer, and that's it.
This is why we were picked on back in high school.
Half impulse is an eighth the speed of light.
Oh, so it's a quarter the speed of light.
Full impulse is a quarter the speed
Okay,
of light.
all right, my bad. Quarter speed of light. But still, that's enough to back you off before the Star Destroyer can even blink. You get 5,000 kilometers away and you wail on him. And the Star Destroyer can't do anything. The Star Destroyer literally cannot fight back. It's like taking the little kid, your little brother, and they're swinging, they're trying to punch you. You just put your hand on their head and you're like, yeah, you're real cute, kid. Whatever. Sure. Then you boom, and that's that.
Okay, one question up there. In 10-4, did they serve any takodana?
Oh, no, takodana is only the Star Wars.
Oh, well, come on. They can branch out.
It would be the ultimate crossover. The Takodana Chronicles.
There you go. Did you see any takodana in Blade Runner 2049 by any chance?
Well, no spoilers. God.
Thanks a lot.
No, but I'm sure he saw some Donnas with tacos.
Hey-oh. Okay, but yeah, it's... Sorry, the Enterprise wins. It's not even close. Sorry to burst your bubble there. All right, so that will wrap it up here. If you want to tweet at us, please do. You'll find us at GYGO_official. You can shoot me an email at davethehost@getyourgeekon.org, or you can leave us a message on our Facebook page. For Goose, for Minion, and for myself, I do want to thank our sponsors, Southtown Games, Laser Legend, The Mailing Spot, and Pro Defense Pest Control. Thanks for listening tonight. Be excellent to each other, and make sure to get your geek on every single day. Good night, everybody.